Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Russ back again with some more Madden 19 Ultimate Team. This is episode number 58, and we finally have some new pickups, man. 97 John Randall, 96 Richard Sherman. Obviously, I did some of the gauntlet. I did end up finishing the gauntlet. I got, of course, John Randall out of the auctionable pack, and then I got Richard Sherman out of the non-auctionable pack, and I also picked up Lorenzo Neal and Steve Hutchinson. Let me enunciate a little bit. Steve Hutchinson. We also got Alan Page as well. We got a bunch of new pickups in this episode, man. A lot of them being very, very solid considering where we were beforehand. You know, our corners have really been a position that I've been looking to upgrade because our really only good corner is Stephon Gilmore. He's the only one that has played consistent for us, and everybody else has kind of been like, nah, I don't know. We also got a good kicker. We got Morton Anderson up to a 91 with focus kicker, 90 kick power, 90 accuracy. I do plan to upgrade him later to get him to 92 kick power, 92 kick accuracy, and then kind of upgrade that. We also got Calvin Johnson, man. We got the 89 overall tight end, Calvin Johnson. That is obviously a pretty glitchy card for multiple reasons, having pretty much a 6'5" wide receiver at tight end. The only problem with him is he can't run block. But that shouldn't be too big of a deal considering we do have some pretty decent run blocking tight ends behind him in Josh Hill and George Fant. Obviously, George Fant being the latter of the two. But we also picked up Lorenzo Neal, man. I know you may be wondering, why would you pick up a fullback? You already have a fullback. You got Franco Harris. Well, first of all, Lorenzo Neal is going to be kind of an extra blocker, and he is technically a better run-blocking fullback than Franco Harris. And you guys know I have been using Franco as kind of a tight end fullback hybrid. So I got Lorenzo Neal because, well, being completely candid, I wanted Sean Taylor, but we have Sean Taylor outside linebacker, and he's the best outside linebacker that we have used. He's played so damn good that I didn't want to pick Sean Taylor and then have to get rid of my outside linebacker one. So we went ahead and just went with Lorenzo Neal, got the extra blocker. If we end up wanting to get Sean Taylor later, there is an exchange set, so I don't know. We got an extra fullback. And the only other pickup was Alan Page. I think I may have mentioned his name, but Alan Page, D-tackle, 96 overall with our chems. We are going to be using him at the end position mainly. We're going to have Steve McClendon and John Randall as our two D tackles, which, by the way, John Randall, absolute beast. I love that card. And also we can use him for our Seahawks theme team because he did play for the Seahawks for a year. But John Randall, Alan Page, Steve McClendon, and Reggie White with Frank Clark as our backup rusher. That will be our defense man, and also Frank Clark will be in on nickel, and then 4-3 will be kind of our run-stopping stuff. So you know what? I think our defense is looking pretty solid right now. Definitely adding those two pass rushers helps. Is right here. Just throw it at me, man. Why the fuck not? On the very first play of the game, this dude does end up, well, to go ahead and quote Cookie Boy, he does put his hands in the cookie jars. We take it all the way to the house, 25 yards, and that was too easy to start this game, man. Damn, Bobby Wagner. That's a big-ass robot, man. Shit. All right, 10-0. We end up going up in this game after the pick six. That was an interesting celebration by Mr. Bobby Wagner, but we will take that up 10-0 early in this game. Of course, having to take 3 on our first drive, especially going up against a team that is pretty damn good. 99 Sean Taylor, golden Sean Taylor, as well as golden Bobby Wagner. Obviously, ours is a 98, and 98 for a good reason, man. Just throw it at me, man. Why the fuck not? 2-time in the first 3 plays. This guy does throw 2 user picks, and we could not have started this game off any better, man. We start running the ball with Todd Gurley. You guys know what I do. I run the ball with Todd Gurley. That's what we do until this guy ends up stopping it. We just want to run the ball, man. You know, let me know if you guys want to see anything changed up. You know, maybe we could do like some different highlight videos so you guys can see some different running backs and stuff like that. If you are getting bored of just seeing Todd Gurley run it up the gut and through people all the time. But let me know what you guys want to see. Obviously, there are a lot of new cards coming out, so if you want to see any specific cards, doesn't really matter what overall it is. I could try it out. But, you know, right now, Ricky and Gurley, those are our running backs, and they are definitely getting yards as Ricky Williams fighting to the 13-yard line. Ricky is getting better and better. I feel like I've done a pretty good job at leveling up recently, you know, especially with the double XP and stuff like that has come out. I was definitely able to raise my level, so Ricky is at like a 95 overall right now. Definitely a solid backup running back is right there. He gets destroyed. Doesn't really matter, though. On 3rd and 2, Todd Gurley comes in, and he does end up getting the first down. That was really easy. We are able to run a couple more, or a decent bit of time off the clock, actually, to 26 seconds. And then we do try to sneak in on 2nd and goal. We don't get in once again, but he is offside. So with 9 seconds left, we do run the fullback dive, and we do go up 17-0 with 8 seconds left. We played that half very, very well. This dude really was just not able to do anything. 2 user picks, and then we were able to basically run out the entire second quarter just running the ball with Todd Gurley. And, of course, we end up cashing in to make it 3 scores. So now this dude is in a gigantic hole before half, man. He does end up just going into half, running the ball once. So kudos to him for not running the ball, calling timeout, and running it again. I don't know. I don't understand why people do that. I mean, I guess I do, but I would understand if you pass and complete it and then call a timeout. But to run before half, call a timeout, and then run again, I don't know. Props to this dude for not doing that, because it seems like a lot of people do. Don't really know why. Just anger, I guess. But 2nd and 9, obviously this dude getting the ball back at half does help him. He can make it a 2-score game if all he does is get in field goal range, man. And obviously this dude's defense is good enough to where he could stop us pretty easily, depending, just on how things go. So, right now, we're just trying to protect this lead, man. Up 17-0. We'll give up a 3. I'm not too worried about that. But Jamal Adams makes sure we don't give up anything. His 94 speed, even with us getting turned around, he was gone. And that was enough for this dude to go ahead and rage quit. So we go ahead and jump into game number 2. Now, game number 1 was actually a seasons game, only week 1 of the first season I played. This second game is house rules, man. We jump back into house rules. This is the second event they did, and this was an annoying-ass event, I tell you what. Let me just go ahead and clarify. I did go ahead and say this last time I played the house rules event, but I really appreciate EA actually dropping a head-to-head event. If they're going to keep this consistent throughout the year, or throughout the rest of the year, that's huge. Because, stuff like this is what keeps people entertained for actual gameplay, man. This is what keeps stuff fresh. This is what makes stuff better. Obviously, if they're just releasing a bunch of cards that not a ton of people can get, there's not really much incentive for people to get on. But a house rules event where if you win 6 games in a row, which I still feel is too much, then you get a Nat Team of the Year player. That's not bad, man. That's not bad. This is definitely a step in the right direction for Mutt. I'm glad they are dropping this very regularly, or hopefully it's going to be regularly. It seems like they're dropping it every Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. Don't quote me on that. That's just kind of what I've seen the past 2 times they've done it. Hopefully they do it consistently throughout the rest of the year. But now we're into it, man. And like I said, it was annoying, but not for the reason you might think. This actual house rule event was no audibles, no pre-play, defensive movement. So it was definitely interesting and was something that I hadn't done basically since I started playing Madden and Madden 13. But the most annoying part is the 6 wins, man, and that's just house rules. 6 wins, in my opinion, is just a little bit extreme, but you know what? I get what they're trying to do. I understand it. If they end up changing it later, so be it. If they don't, it is what it is, man. 6 wins can be tough for a lot of people. It can be easy for a lot of people. Kind of just depends on what kind of team you got and, what kind of scheme. If you can run a somewhat successful scheme, you should be able to win 6 games in a row, but there's also so much flukiness involved with this game. I think the 6 in a row can be really hard and can be really easy for somebody to miss. So I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think about that. If you like the 6 wins, if you think it should be like 10 total wins in 2 days or something like that, let me know what you guys think. But up 3-0 right now, getting into this first house rules game. We're up 3-0 and we end up getting a user pick. So a pretty damn good start to both of the games we've had. Just throw right at my man, why the fuck not? As we hit our new pickup, tight end Calvin Johnson, for a gain of, well, nothing. We end up hitting him out of bounds. But we do end up hitting him on the next play for a couple of yards. That tight end Calvin is, he's pretty good, man. Not bad for a pure receiving tight end. If you've got him to run block, then obviously, I don't know what the hell you're doing. But Calvin as a receiver is obviously beastly at tight end. He can sub him in a wide receiver. So he is a threat, and he'll probably be on the team for a while, man. I don't really see him leaving because we will probably use him as like a 5th wide receiver. Unless for some reason he just gets kind of bumped out of the depth chart. That'd really be the only reason that Calvin leaves. We do end up throwing a pick, or user pick, I should say. He ended up baiting us with Ryan Shazier. I thought I could get it over him. Unfortunately, we couldn't. So he ended up getting the pick. So right now, we're with a 3-score lead. Possibly could have made it a 2-score. Instead, we throw the pick, and now this dude's dotting us. 4 for 5 for 51 yards, and of course the pick. But 1st and 10, he does end up finding his fullback, Franco Harris, getting really nothing as Jamal Adams stops that dead in his tracks. Jamal Adams doesn't let anybody get past him, man. That dude's a brick goddamn wall. 2nd and 7, he hits Ricky. Jamal Adams makes another tackle. You go to the right side, you're meeting Jamal Adams. That's just the way it is. 3rd and 3, backing all the way up in the pocket, rolling out to the right. Nothing is there until he finds his running back, and I don't know why he didn't catch that. That was a perfect playmaker, man. He had that. He should have had that touchdown. Instead, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is that he was maybe thrown to the drag underneath somehow and it got overthrown. I don't even know, man. But right there, a horrible read by me. I think I was trying to go to a high point to Calvin over the top of his user once again, but I get hit and I don't even know what the hell I was doing, man. That was a horrible, horrible play by me. I could have honestly just lobbed that up, too. I honestly don't remember what the hell my read on that was. No matter what I did, that read was horrible and deserved to get picked. So no matter what, we deserve to lose the ball. So now this dude does end up getting the ball 3-3 with 58 seconds left, and his offense is not bad. He can move it. He has enough plays to where, or enough base plays to where he can start to move. Remember, no audibles, man. There's not much he can really do inside the 25-yard line. He's right there. Just throw it at me, man. Why the fuck not? 2-time. We end up getting that one with Sean Taylor, so we got one with Sean Taylor. We got one with B-Wags, and right now, we're at the 4-yard line. So 42 seconds left. Obviously, we're just trying to get out of this hellhole that we're in right now. I do not want a safety considering that we're tied at 3, and this could be a extreme defensive battles right here. We take our shot deep. Jerry Rice is not even fucking close. Man, that was a weak-ass deep ball, man. I don't throw the deep ball very often. Usually, if I do, it has to be really open, man. I don't just chuck it up most of the time. Right there, I do. Just dumb. 2 sacks for Reggie White. 2nd and 16. Second quarter does end up coming to an end. So, we got our sack, and this dude said, you know what? Let's just go into half. Screw it. So, 6 points total scored in the first half. What a barn burner. So, coming out in the second half, this dude does go ahead and get ball. So, in a 3-3 defensive battle right now, I'm just thinking, let's do what we've been doing, man. Let's just lock up, run our defense, and try to stop this dude. He had his tight end wide open. Instead, he decides to go to Ricky Williams on the flat. And you guys see why I do not want to get rid of that Sean Taylor. That was all him. That was all computer. Ends up breaking on that route. So easy, man. Right there, Calvin Johnson. If I don't spin, I probably cut in and go to the end zone. Instead, I spin a slow-ass, horrible spin move. And it is 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Right now, we do not want to fuck this up, man. We will take our field goal. We will take our lead. I do feel like this is still a defensive battle. I honestly feel like whoever scores the touchdown first is going to win. As sure enough, right here, we end up hitting Calvin Johnson in the back of the end zone on the high point in his debut episode, man. He ends up making a very nice catch. That was a hell of a catch by Calvin. I don't throw high points that much anymore. More often than not, it ended up just being a tip drill pick, but we end up using it with Calvin because he's really the first player in a while that I've really tried to do a high point with, or, a player that made sense to do a high point with. Is Stephon Gilmore, man. That corner, he just keeps fucking pleading his case that he's really good. As he ends up getting the game-sealing interception, is in the second half. This dude gives up the touchdown. And just like that, after a very competitive first half, in both of the games, man, very competitive first halves. Except, well, I mean, the first one we were up 17-0. But the dude had a really good team, and I could tell he was solid. He just was not really doing all that great. In the second game, that was the first house rules game, and this dude just couldn't handle it after the first half, man. But we end up winning 10-3, forced the rage quit in both games. We win 17-0 in the first, 10-3 in the second. Obviously, the first one was seasons. The second one was house rules, so expect some more house rules here in the future. The next couple episodes will be this new no audible whatever house rules, and then we will move on to Weekend League and then to whatever the hell else I do. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Be sure to look out for the next one, and I also hope you enjoyed the new upgrades. And as always, I'm out. Peace.